What do you do if you're a bit jaded with Lotus because they don't really add lightness anymore to their new cars? Classic cars are getting a bit rusty, and you've been there and done it. And Ariel Atoms are amazing, but they're really quite spendy. Well, if your name's Rob and you come from Essex, you build this.
And one of these is the Gasolini AR1. And what is it? Well, kind of like a budget Ariel Atom that looks like it's been constructed for a 90s sci-fi film with only a tiny engine, but tiny weight and a tiny budget. And this could be the most fun I'm going to have all summer. I'm Jonny Smith. This is the Late Break Show. Up my bridge. The bed.
Oh my word. See, when I saw the pictures of this, and you sent me the pictures, and I just couldn't stop staring at them. I actually zoomed in on the laptop and went, I still don't fully understand what I'm staring at, because it's so otherworldly. So can you explain what it's about then?
Yes, yep. I've basically gone for a single-seater.
Yeah.
Try and make it as light as possible and as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
And I've gone for this particular style as I just wanted to make it sort of interesting, just use 2D shapes. And I thought it might look like a bit sort of like a 90s sci-fi film car.
Yeah.
And
it is
yeah,
sci-fi. It's completely sci-fi. So, and the idea was always affordability as well, because obviously you wanted to make sure it was achievable on a low budget.
Yep. I've tried to make it so it's as easy as possible to construct, as cheap as possible to construct, and uses as many off-the-shelf parts that are already available from other kit car suppliers.
Yeah. It's like nothing out there. The shapes of it are like, I can't decide what it reminds me of, but there's a bit of Star Wars in there.
Yes.
There's a bit of like, you know, existing single-seat racing cars, not road cars.
Yep.
There's a bit of Ariel, a bit of BAC.
Oh yeah, the BAC Mono.
The BAC Mono, which
Yep.
I remember, you know, that when that came out, you know, there weren't other one-seater cars from memory. And I've driven other cars on this channel that are akin to it in terms of the idea of using components of other vehicles and kind of regurgitating them. But this is still.
Yep.
So it's a motorbike engine.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Honda CBR 500R engine.
Okay.
So just a little twin-cylinder engine, 47 horsepower.
Right.
Revs to 9,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And 6-speed sequential gearbox. So nice, small, compact engine, nice and light, and really
and that lives
reliable.
Here. That's in
there? Yep. That sits in the back.
Because the back is so thin. From above, it's almost the shape of an exclamation mark.
Yes. Yep.
Without the circle at the bottom.
I've tried going to try and make it as teardrop shape as possible.
Yeah.
And just have a narrow rear end for a narrow rake.
Yeah.
And just try and keep it as aerodynamic as a 2D shape can be.
It's, of course, because it's water cooled, is it? Or is it air cooled?
Yes, yeah, water cooled.
So you've got these knacker ducts for various things.
Yep. The radiators.
It is up
down the front. Yep. I've tried to make the inlets as small as possible.
You almost can't see they're there.
No, and then they exit out the side. So I've got ducting that goes up to the side.
That's so good. Are you an engineer by trade then?
No. I work fixing sports equipment as a job and just do this in my spare time.
Right.
So it keeps me busy.
And before kit cars, you were into. We'll talk about this in a bit. You were into classics, which is where.
Yes. Yeah. I've been into classic cars a long time.
Yeah.
It's probably the last 20 years or so, and just getting more into sort of kit cars, but specifically sort of self-build.
That one behind you is.
Yep. This is the AR1. I've called it the AR1. This is the AR2, the second one.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be the electric version. Hyper 9 motor, and this one is about 90 horsepower, about 200 Newton meters of torque. So it's got twice as much power as this one,
Yeah.
but all electric. It uses batteries from a Jaguar I-Pace. This is going to be driven by a chain from the top down to the diff. That's a Subaru Impreza differential.
Is it?
Yeah.
So cool. So back to this. So I think what I'll ask you to do now is, you said you can take all the bodywork off
Yes.
in a few minutes.
Yep, it's all designed to be quick release as well, so you can get to everything, service it and repair it really quickly.
I'd like to see the guts of it, really. Because, of course, looking at those wheels, I have no idea what wheels and tyres this has got.
Yeah, well, actually Ford KA wheels
Is
and
that what
tyres, yeah. They were the sort of cheapest, narrowest Ford wheels that I could find.
Right.
That are readily available.
And it's on Ford hubs?
Yes, yep.
Right.
Oh, well, it's actually Formula Ford hubs on the back.
Okay.
And I've just got a wheel spacer or a adapter to turn it to the Ford.
So just really, really cheap, small-sized wheels and tyre combination.
Right, so let's have a go in the Gasolina AR1 then. First of all, you kind of get into it like a Caterham type thing. Plastic bucket seat. I've got my race shoes on because the pedal box is Caterham tight. So you turn the key over my right shoulder. That does a dash sweep. That master switch on. I know I'm in neutral because there's an N. Press the engine start. Yeah, we're on. Off we go. And you've got to remember that you've got these kind of like haunches, as it were. So the proportions of it are like no other, which means you just got to remember. And the clutch is actually much softer and pliable than I was expecting. I was expecting the clutch to be a bit of a git. What a random thing. But what a little joy on a day like today, you know? It's weird, when you've got a lid on, of course, you can't hear all the sounds. I can definitely hear the engine behind me, that little Honda Twin. And I can hear a little bit of, I guess, chafing of the wheel covers. But when you shift gears, because the gearbox is so close ratio, it sometimes feels like you haven't actually shifted up because it sounds like the RPM's the same. So I have to check it on the dashboard so I know what I'm blimmin' doing. There we are. I'm just getting used to it. And of course, because it's a bike engine, like historically, bike engines don't have a lot of torque when you're in a full-bodied car. I don't normally like bike-engined full-bodied cars, but this is not full-bodied. It weighs 400 kilos, so it's got a better chance of actually pulling. So I'm keen to know what it's like in that respect. You've got to remember not to catch those wheel covers. Anyway, we're going to come out of the village so we can do a bit more than 30. 5,000 RPM. Yeah, from 5,500 or so, it pulls really well, considering what I am driving is less than 50 horsepower. So I'm getting used to the fact that there's two seat adjustments that Rob has put in, one for him and one for taller people. So it's a little bit actually further away from the steering wheel than I normally would be, but I've got plenty of comfort, and I have to say the ride quality is rather good. I guess it's light so it doesn't crash over potholes and stuff. When you give it a bit of a kick, well, something's just splattered on my face. I think it must be a fly. So that sounded like we were giving it like all the beans. And we kind of were, but we didn't do more than 52. It's quite joyful actually, isn't it? I do feel like, because the roads in the UK are in a state of ruination with potholes and so forth, coupled with the fact that most people's favourite driving roads are narrower B roads, not motorways and stuff. I've said this before, but it does kind of beg the question, like, what would you be buying an 800 horsepower, wide body, sports, supercar, modern thing for, when you can't really use it? Whereas I'm doing 8,500 RPM and I'm doing 59. And it's rather fun, and this, in its current gearing, this thing won't do more than 70 anyway, 72. I've got no idea what gear I'm in, but I'm doing over 7,000 RPM, but you know what, it's actually really comfortable. It's intense, and it's probably going to give me hay fever, but I'm not doing massive speed, but I'm having a shitload of fun. I'm liking it. Gear shift, the sequential gear shift is actually much better than I was expecting, because normally they're a bit clunky. This is good. And sometimes on these sorts of cars, the steering is so fast, it's honestly a bit skitty. But this is not skitty. This is an Escort Mark II quick rack, same as I put in the Allegro Type R. This feels like a sort of home-built kind of Ariel Atom, but smaller displacement, smaller budget, using a Honda powertrain like an Ariel Atom.
Get it, make
Yes.
make it naked.
Let's go.
However you do this.
There you go.
That is absolutely spectacular.
Thank you, John.
I didn't realise quite how neat and flush you'd got all the induction system.
Yes. Yep. Well, I wanted to make it as efficient as possible, and so I needed small radiator inlets.
Yeah.
And so I've got those right at the front.
Yeah.
I've got a ducted radiator system, works really efficiently, and it exits on the side.
Straight out on the side.
And it's the standard motorcycle radiator from the Honda CBR, so really very small. But so from the bike, I used the engine in the gearbox.
Yeah.
Also the wiring loom, the dash.
The cluster. So that's
Yep.
the dash. The ignition keys just down by your side
The
here.
immobiliser and ignition.
Yeah. And the engine, I mean, of course, the engine's tiny. It's like,
Yes.
it's that big. That's how
Yep.
big the engine is.
And 4-cylinder, I found 4-cylinder engines were just too big to fit in behind and keep a narrow rear end.
Yeah.
And some of the V-twins as well, the way they were positioned, they would just stick out. So I've gone for the Honda inline 2 here.
Yeah.
And it just squeezes in. Another really good choice would be a BMW flat 4 engine. That would sit perfectly in line. It's already got a drive shaft on the BMW engines.
Of course, a shaft drive, aren't they? Yeah.
Plus,
yeah.
you could have the 2-cylinder heads sticking out the side of the car.
Okay.
It would look quite cool, I think.
So
there.
you're already thinking about other iterations. I can see.
I've already thought of that.
It's so good. So, yeah, this is already neat. And then it goes into a prop shaft, so it's not chain drive, is it?
No, it's not chain drive.
Right.
The actual engine has been turned around 90 degrees.
Yes.
And so just here,
That's a little...
that's where the chain drive was. And
Yeah.
the chain would come off this way.
Yeah.
But instead, I've got an adapter here.
It goes
and
this
comes
away.
straight off.
Into a diff.
Into a diff, that's from a Ford Sierra 4x4.
Is it?
It's the front diff from a Ford Sierra 4x4.
Yeah.
Which is really lightweight and quite compact.
Okay. Inboard, I was going to say, inboard suspension, of course.
Yes, yep, to free up the aero, make it nice and aerodynamic.
Because you've got all these, these are covers over the wishbones.
Yep, the wishbone covers, these are actually just for low drag, so just something to try and make the airflow smooth, but you could easily set them up for downforce and have some nice winglets or wings on there.
Yeah.
And then you've got the downforce acting straight onto the wheel instead of from the chassis.
Because you've made this is obviously road legal.
Yes.
So you've had to IVA this.
Yep.
So it's classed as a new car.
Yes. Yep. It's all been IVA'd. Yep. I've managed to keep a new registration number.
Just to remind everybody, you built this car completely yourself in here.
Yes. Yep. Yep. All from scratch. Chassis, bodywork, everything. And yeah, that's the main body shell is actually quite rigid. So a lot of fiberglass would all flex.
Yeah.
And in order to take that off the body, I needed it pretty solid.
Yeah.
So that I've actually made a composite using plywood and fiberglass. So that's a bit of normal fiberglass sheet. Just 200 gram cloth, a little bit of that. And that's the ply that I use. So really
Pliable.
Yes, exactly. And that's the two combined. Find it much, really, really stiff.
So
that's quite surprising.
So you bend this for the shape, and then you put this over the top once you've bent it, right?
Yep, that's it.
And then resin it all up.
Yep, and one layer of this either side, and really very strong, very light.
That's
and
brilliant.
so
And
does the trick. Yep, really cheap and easy to do.
And you made your own form for it.
Yes, yep, I made my buck. That's over here, actually.
That's that thing stood up.
Yes, yep, that's the chassis table on one end.
Yeah.
And then if you turn it over, you've got the actual wooden former, which I made that out of. So
it's almost like you've become the one-man Lotus of 2026.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah,
Lotus
they're one of my favourite brands, Lotus,
wow.
and it's a bit depressing the way they've gone. But,
yeah. Did you create this because you were starting to get a bit fed up of cars all getting bigger, heavier, too much luxury, and obviously the expense?
Yes, yep. I've been into classic cars quite a long time, and they've been getting more expensive and less fun to work on, I found. So yeah, by using my own design, you've not got any rules to stick to. You don't have to copy something exactly how it used to be.
No.
You can use whatever parts you want, and it's your own design.
So did this just come out of your head?
Yes. Yep.
I have to ask. Because the shape and everything.
Yeah. I had the idea in my head when I was at college about 25 years ago, and just thought one day a car manufacturer would just make it simple single-seater with some wheel covers, but it's never come out.
Yeah.
Or no one's ever done it, so I've thought it's about time I'd just do it myself. And
bravo to you. Are you going to sell these? Like, is this a business or is this just a two-off?
No, I've not got any plans to build them as such, but I am releasing a book, a how to build book.
Are you?
Yep. So I've got a how to build book coming out, e-book and physical book, as well as a video series. So I've got my YouTube channel. And
tell them what your YouTube channel is.
Yeah, Gasolini.
Gasolini.
Yep, I've got a 10-part series, how to build the chassis, how to build the bodywork, how to do the wheel covers, how to do the suspension arm covers.
That's so good.
This is just the concept.
Yeah.
You can make it different shapes.
You could put, like you
the
say,
basic
a different engine
there.
if you wanted, but
yeah.
This is so good. So you sell the plans. It's very sort of kit car and very early, almost Lotus idea of like, because for tax reasons he would sell a kit, wouldn't he?
Yes.
I'm guessing the mantra is you can drive it flat out everywhere because it's 50 horsepower, 400 kilos.
Yep.
Just rip it through the
drive
gears.
with the heavy foot.
Do you?
And yes.
So you drive it as hard as it will go, but you're not breaking the speed limit because you kind of can't.
Exactly. Yep. And so many sports cars nowadays, you've got so much power, just 1 second or so, and you're above the speed limit. Whereas this, you can drive it sustained pretty hard, and it's great fun.
Yeah.
And legal as well.
Yeah.
I love the shape of it. It's just so mad. On my bridge. Shit, the bed. But that damping's really nice. Those inboard gas dampers just feels lovely, actually. And the wheelbase is long enough, and I guess the tyres are not so sticky that they'll hang on to everything, but it doesn't feel like it's going to bite you. And you don't have a great deal of power anyway, so you tend to focus on just enjoying the corners and driving it kind of like ringing its arse in all the gears. And knowing full well that you're not going to lose your license because you're not being a complete turnip. It's kind of good, really. I've driven several types of cars like this on the Late Break Show. If you think about the Pembleton, or you think about the Tipo 184 creation of Ant Anstead, they're utilising existing car parts, organ donors, but in a more kind of charismatic form. And that's what this is, really. Yeah, the steering's got a nice bit of weight to it, which I find confidence inspiring. I don't really like steering in cars like this. I'm still doing 56, no more than 56. Yeah, I'm in top gear. I went to grab another gear, the gears are so tight. Yeah, vision's really good out of these back mirrors. Gosh, Range Rovers look bloody high in this, even when you're going past the small Range Rovers. I've never seen one of these before, you say. No, I say. Because there's only one of them. But there might be more of them. Because the man that built it, using his brain and his hands and his imagination, which is his brain, might be willing to sell you the plans to make your own. It's kind of the cool side of kit car building, I think. Anyone that sees this car on this road today will be like, what the hell is that? And they've got every right to say that, because it looks crackers. It looks completely crackers. It's nice, you pull back to shift up like normal race cars with sequential gearboxes and the like. And not really any other controls to deal with. You've got the original dash stack from the Honda motorbike, and a couple of other bits and bobs, but not a lot.
We couldn't come to your workshop and not talk about the other stuff in here. Because I saw this and was like, is that actually a vintage special? Or is it something that's been cooked up by you?
No, it's been cooked up by me. I quite like cycle cars and vintage specials. If you go back to Italy, just post-war in the 1950s, whereas we were building little Austin 7 specials, they were building the specials like this with full enclosed bodywork and just simple, small under 1 litre engines, lightweight, and they'd go around and race the Mille Miglia or do all those sort of racings. So I put myself in the position of a little Italian lad in 1950s Italy. Yeah. And think how he would do to build his own little racing car. So I used a 1954 Lancia Ardea, which is a little 900cc car, a little V4 engine. It's only got about 30 horsepower. And so I took the engine and gearbox from that. It's actually quite an advanced car. It's got a 5-speed gearbox, which is the first production 5-speed gearbox.
Is that car?
Yes.
That's that?
Yep.
So that's the donor for this?
Yep. And that's the Lancia Ardea, which is related to the Lancia Aprilia, which is also a really famous advanced Lancia from back in the day. So I used the engine gearbox from that, front axle, rear axle, wheels. I've almost everything, all the running gears,
All drivetrain.
1950s sort of drivetrain, and then built a chassis. I made a wooden buck for the bodywork, and then on the wooden buck, I could make the bodywork, but also a Superleggera style frame, a little tubular frame for the bodywork to sit on.
Really? And you made all this bodywork yourself?
Yes, yep, I made it all myself. I've got a little English wheel over there.
You are clever.
And I used it mainly using hammer and sandbags.
Yeah.
And then I smoothed it up a little bit with the English wheel, and then I've gas welded it all.
So old style.
Yes, yep, old school. So there's no filler.
No.
When you use the gas weld, and you just use a little offcut of the material and dab it in there as you're welding it. I mean, I love the shape of this. Is just sensational. It's this curve that goes along the top, and the doors roll in as well, and then it goes all the way down, and there's like no distinct headlights on the bodywork, and no tail lights that are just. But it's so minimal. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like really early Porsche 356 Speedsters and stuff. Yep.
And those are Lancia wheels, are they?
Yeah. Yep, Lancia wheels.
So you like your Lancias, because the thing is like people who know more about pre-war cars, like my brother, he's always been saying to me, Lancia were on another level.
Yeah.
Pre-war.
Yep, really advanced. So even that is, I don't know if it's a full monocoque, but certainly unitary construction. And before that, they had the Lancia Lambda in the 1920s that was pretty much a monocoque construction.
Yeah.
And they've got a good little trick. They've got pillarless construction. So
whoa!
So there's no pillar.
No B-pillar.
Yeah.
Lancia, please come back with all of this incredible engineering and race pedigree.
Yep.
Because in many ways they're a more interesting car brand than so many that are around now.
Yeah.
You know, daring to be different requires guts, but it also requires outside the box thinking. This is Rob's daily driver, and this Twizy was ahead of its time, right? And now we're only realising how useful it is for so many different urban things. But that Gasolini that's just popped into his head from goodness knows where, I think is almost a little strike of genius. And I've said this before on the channel, is what do you get out of a car? What do you want out of a car that's a bit of a weekend unusual thing? It's not always just out and out power and out luxury. I think that these sorts of cars, I mean, they're a bit bonkers, but they're so enjoyable and they're actually really, really affordable. And if you live in an area like this where there's beautiful back roads, you can't really drive very fast in a very wide, extremely powerful car. So this stuff is, ironically, more relevant than ever, despite the fact that it looks like you're driving around in a Ho-built spaceship. Anyway, I want to say a massive thanks to Rob. And if you are interested in building one of these cars, you can buy the plans off him, and we will put all the details in the description below and probably on screen right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe to The Late Break Show. And if you want to become a Patreon, you can support the channel via Patreon, and you get a blog every week from me about what's coming up in the future. Ciao.